Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back to the channel. My name is Divyanshi and I hope all of you are doing absolutely amazing. Yes, first of all, don't judge me on my outfit. It's December and I love Christmas and I'm already in the Christmas mood. I do have a Christmas mug as well. Ta-da! Anyways, so today we are going to talk about PHT training. What is PHT training? What can you expect in that training and when do you have to do it? And if at all it is necessary, I'll just tell you everything about it. First things first, I've heard that even Air India is conducting this training these days. Even last year when they hired कुछ लोगों को उन्होंने PhD batch में डाला था, and Indigo has been doing this from a couple of years. So what is PHT? It's nothing but pre-hire training, and when you give an interview, when you appear for the interview and the interviewers think that you are capable and you do have that spark in you to become a cabin crew for their airline, but you still need better communication skills and grooming skills and everything, they put you in PhD batch, which is pre-hire training batch. They were initially not charging anything for it, but now they've started charging some amount. I'm not very sure how much they are charging these days, but as far as I know, earlier they used to charge around 20,000 rupees for PhD training. Um, I'm not very sure these days if they are what is the exact amount that they are charging, but yes. So they charge a particular amount of money and they train you to become a cabin crew for their airline. But it is not necessary that if you are in a PhD batch, you will become a permanent cabin crew with this particular airline. After completing your PhD training, you still need to go through the reviews, that is like kind of exams and interviews, and that is kind of a final review. And if you pass that review, then only you become a permanent cabin crew member with this airline. So it is like they train you for an interview again, and then they take your interview again, and then if you clear that interview, then only you are supposed to be a crew with them. So why are they putting people in PhD batch? So once you appear for the interview, they will judge you on certain skills, on certain parameters that they have, uh, communication skills, your grooming skills, your social skills. There are a lot of things there. They have a lot of parameters that they judge you on. So they look for all these things, and if they think that you are a good candidate and you do have a potential to become a cabin crew with their airline, then they put you through this training, which is called a pre-hire training. It is not necessary that they will put you in PhD. If you can clear the interview in one go, they would even take you directly for cabin crew position. But if they think you are good but not good enough as of now, then they'll put you for that PhD training. What all do they teach you in PhD? What all things they train you for in this PhD training, and how long is it? So first of all, earlier this training used to be offline. They used to conduct this training in their training institute, and now these days they are conducting this training online. So you can be at your home and you can appear for this training online, and you will be charged some XYZ amount of money, and then after you pay that money, then they start with your training online, and they train you for almost a month. And after that you have to give a final review, which is, let's say, an exam or an interview. And then if you can clear that particular final review, then only you get an entry as a cabin crew. Now, if you have paid 20,000 rupees here, you are a fresher, you've paid 20,000 rupees for a PhD training, will you still have to pay the security deposit amount when you join the airline as a cabin crew? Yes. So every airline in India, they charge a particular sum from you once you clear the cabin crew interview. So if I am a fresher and I am hired with Indigo, they will charge me 50,000 rupees, which is a refundable amount if I work with the airline for a particular number of years. Let's say it is a 3-year bond. So if it is a 3-year bond, then if I pay my 50,000 rupees right now at the time of me joining the airline as a fresher, then if I do not leave the airline for the next 3 years and I work with them, then this amount will be refunded. If I choose to leave before 3 years, then of course that amount will not be refunded to me. It's like a security deposit that they take. So even if you are in the PhD batch, and even if you have paid that 20 or 25,000 rupees, whatever they are charging for the PhD training, still you need to pay this 50,000 rupees at the time of joining the airline as a security deposit, which is refundable for sure. What all is there in this training? What all do they train you for? So first of all, a very good thing about this these days is that they are also conducting online training. So if you are not from Delhi NCR region, it is difficult for you to shift all the way from your place to Delhi or Gurgaon for the training, and especially when you're not even sure that you will clear that PhD training or no. So it's good that they're conducting it online so you can take those classes from your hometown. Next is what topics they are covering in this training. First of all, they are covering grooming. As per their grooming guidelines, they teach you how to do the makeup, they tell you how to do the hair, they tell you the personal hygiene, how can you walk, how are you supposed to sit with poise and everything. They cover everything over there. Next is communication skills. They teach you the pronunciations, common pronunciation errors that people make, and they will specially see when you are communicating with them what kind of pronunciation errors are you making, and they will make sure they correct it then and there so that when you go for your final review, you clear it. And then third one is interview preparation. So this is important, very important when you are giving your final review as well as for your future when you go for other interviews. So in short, this training is very helpful, I believe. What I don't like is they're charging a good sum for a fresher. Like it is around 20-25K, and I feel like if you're a fresher, your parents will have to pay that money. So that is one thing that I did not like about this training. Earlier it used to be free of cost. So after they assess what are your communication errors that you're making, what are the problems that you're facing in communication and pronunciations, then they give you practice sessions where they teach you how to speak, how your pace of speaking, how fast or slow you are speaking, and your voice modulation, how you are supposed to uh, you know uh, talk during the interview, your pace, your voice modulation, everything. So they do those practice sessions, and they do these mock drills where they are basically preparing you for an interview. Then they take one-on-one sessions, which includes how you speak and everything. Now, in this one-on-one session, they can give you particular feedbacks because this is just between you and them. And I think this is the only professional way to give a feedback, which is one-on-one. And I do not believe that anyone should be giving you feedbacks in front of anyone else. So this is a very good thing because you can also communicate with the instructor, and you can also tell them the problems that you're facing, and they can correct you and they can help you with that. Then they take your mock assessments where it is like almost an interview but a mock session, so not a final interview, and they are basically preparing you for that. And after that they have a final review. After you give the final review, your results are announced via email, and if you are able to clear that final review, then you can go and join Indigo as a cabin crew. And then they start with their uh, entire training, which is almost 3 months. And yes, PhD is an additional training. It does not mean that you can skip a few modules of training, because your safety, your first aid, your communication, your grooming, your security training, and your what else is there? Your crew resource management training, everything comes under the airline training. So after you're done with PhD, then only They are going to tell you about Indigo's guidelines, and then only they are going to train you according to their company's SOPs, which is standard operating procedures, and then only they are going to train you to become a cabin crew for their airline. So it is going to be 3 months with Indigo, and maybe 1 or 1.5 month with whatever pre-hire training that you were doing earlier. Now, if you should go for PhD or not, it's totally your choice. When you are done with the interview, they give you a choice if you want to go for pre-hire training or you want to come back again later for another interview. I think that if you have a potential and you are aware of that, that you have a faith in yourself that you can clear the interview without any communication training, then you should not waste money with that, and you should go back and prepare, and then come back next time whenever the interview is happening. But if you really want to join then and there, and you want to risk those 15, 20, 25K, and you want to go for this training, you can definitely do that. It's totally your choice. I'm not saying this training is not helpful, it is. But then if you think you do not need any communication classes and you can do it on your own, then please go ahead for that. It's not a mandatory training. It's totally your choice if you want to do it or no. There might be some portals which offer these kind of trainings online. There are some organizations offering these trainings, but if you want to do it with the organizations or with the teams that are a part of Indigo, or the ones who have a tie-up with Indigo, then you can go ahead and you can go for the interview, and if you get selected as a cabin crew, congratulations. If not, if they put you in a PhD batch, please go ahead for it. Any which ways, the goal is to become a crew, and the goal is to achieve your dreams. So do it whichever way, whatever you would like to do. It's your choice completely. My job was to tell you about pre-hire training, because sometimes what I experienced was I was there for one interview some time back, and there was this crew, like there was this girl who was there for the interview and got selected in PhD, but she had no idea what PhD training was, what pre-hire training is, and she was under pressure to go through that training, even though she did not know about it. She was very confused. So I thought that I should share this with everyone, so that if you are in that position, at least you can make your own decision and you don't have to be pressurized by the fact that they are putting you in PhD. And you should not be in that delusion that if you go to the PhD training batch and pay that particular sum, then you are definitely going to become a cabin crew with Indigo Airlines. That is not true. Only if you clear this PhD training, the final review with this training, then only you will be a part of the in-flight services team with Indigo. So it is like you'll have to give one more interview. So if you are in that position, please do not think that by uh, doing this training, you will become a part of that airline. You will definitely have to give another interview, or let's say a final review. And usually 90% of the people, they clear this PhD final review. But there are 10% of the people who cannot do it. So it is your choice. It depends on you, depends on your dedication for this role, and it's totally up to you. That's it for this video, and I'll see you in another video. If you have any questions, please drop your questions in the comments down below. Next video is going to be a Q&A video, and if you have any questions regarding aviation or regarding cabin crew job profile, I would be more than happy to help you out and answer those questions for you. Also, I was planning to familiarize you guys with some aviation related terms, and which I think might be helpful for you people for interviews, and just to know the basics, not like safety or security or something, but just aviation related terms, or the terms that we use in aircraft, which would be like a flex for you in the interview. uh, Please give me suggestions if I should do that, yes or no. And That's it. I'll see you in another video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye. See you again.